waiting for the PC Eagles to come out on the floor, and here they are. The crowd's going wild as cheerleader Dick Brooksford is egging them on. Fellows are going to the free throw line to take their warm-up free throws. Looks like the PC boys will be dressed in their white uniforms tonight, which probably means they'll be the home team. And the Creston Chargers will be in the red uniforms as the visiting team. Seems to be a lot of enthusiasm here tonight as the crowds, both sides, are very loud and vociferous. Hopefully we'll have a good, tight, tough ball game. Did that come over?
How many people would you say are here, Marv?
Oh my, there must be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000, I would think. If we compare the gym to the Pleasantville gym, which holds probably a little over 2,000, I imagine we're pushing that figure pretty well tonight.
Looks like we got quite a few Pella Christian fans over there among the red shirts over there, right?
We do have, and I know from this side it sounds like the Sheraton fans are making an awful lot of noise. I hope that our noise from this side sounds even louder to them over there. We probably have at least 60% of the fans here tonight, I would say. Got to make a correction there. I believe I said Sheraton, and we're playing Creston tonight. We'll get that straight before the game's over with. Just about ready to start. Players go to the sides to their respective benches, and we're just about ready for the introduction of the players this evening.
Good evening and welcome to boys Substate Finals Basketball. Tonight's game features first the visitors, the 8th-ranked 2A team of the state from the Hawkeye Conference, the Panthers from Creston. And their opponents will be the 2nd-ranked team in 2A, the Eagles.
With all the noise we have here tonight, I'm not sure we're going to get the introductions going.
sung by Indianola High School junior Mary Pella.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rocket breathless from a bursting air, he moved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Well, we're just about ready to get underway here with tonight's ball game. The teams are huddled around their coaches, getting their final instructions. The referees are taking the floor, and we'll be ready to go here with the tip-off in just a minute. PC Eagles are coming out onto the floor. And here come the Creston Chargers. For Pella Christian, Mark Van Gorp will jump center against number 45, Doug Schlapia. Ball is in the air. The tip is controlled by Creston. Number 21 brings the ball down the floor, looking to the inside. High pass to the center, Schlapia. He banks it in. Creston takes the lead, 2-0. Eric Pothoven brings the ball down the floor. Looks forward. Pass over to Woody Klein. Looking inside is plugged up. Back to Vandermolen. Ball over to Giedings on the perimeter. Back to Pothoven at the top of the circle. Takes a quick dribble or two, passes over to Van Gorp, over to Klein. Vandermolen takes a fake, drives in, and is fouled by number 25, Scott Belger. This will not be a shooting foul. The foul was called before the shot went up in the air. Klein takes the ball out of bounds. Pass inside, Giedings pivots back to Pothoven on the perimeter. To Woody Klein, up in the air with a shot, in and out, no good. Van Gorp with the rebound and scores. Creston quickly brings the ball down the floor, number 21. Dribbling the ball around the perimeter, he takes the drive inside, passes back out to number 25. Stops in the lane, puts the ball up in the air, shoots, and no good. Van Gorp with the rebound over to Pothoven. Quickly down the floor. Pothoven brings the ball all the way. Back out to Vandermolen on the perimeter. To Pothoven, over to Van Gorp. Van Gorp takes a couple dribbles. Back to Pothoven, over to Vandermolen. Dribbles around the perimeter. Looks again. Bounce pass into Van Gorp. Up in the air and scores! Creston brings the ball down the floor. Number 21 dribbling down the floor. Around the perimeter, looks inside, lob pass to the center and over his head, and the ball goes out of bounds to Pella Christian. Klein will take the ball out of bounds for the Eagles. Bounce pass into Pothoven. Slowly bring the ball down the floor as they set the play. Pothoven across the timeline. Van Gorp sets the screen. Pothoven with the jump shot, misses, and rebound by Creston. Number 21 brings the ball down the floor. Dribbles around the perimeter, looks for the drive, goes up in the air and misses, but a rebound by Creston, miss again, and a third shot is good by number 25. By number 45, Doug Schlapia. Pella Creston with the ball down the floor quickly to Klein. Takes a drive, looks for Van Gorp underneath and scores and fouls. And the foul is on number 31, Clint Baker. Score the basket, and Van Gorp will go to the line for one shot. Referee ready hands the ball to Van Gorp as he gets ready to shoot this free throw. Dips, shoots, and misses, and rebounded by number 33, Scott Driscoll. Quickly the ball comes down the floor. Number 21, they don't waste any time bringing the ball down the floor. We have a kick by one of the PC players, and the ball goes out of bounds to Creston. Taking the ball out of bounds will be number 21, Brian Haynes. Looks inside and passes a long pass out to the perimeter to number 25, Scott Belger. Moves the ball around the perimeter. Number 21 looks, takes a long three-point shot and scores. Basket by number 21, Brian Haynes. Pothoven with the ball down the floor, takes a dribble and a spin move. Goes into the basket, but he travels on the way in. He Creston's ball out of bounds underneath the basket. Taking the ball out, number 21, Haynes. Haynes brings the ball across the timeline. Looks around the perimeter. Over to Belger, closely guarded by Vandermolen, into the big man in the center. Up and scores. Basket by number 45, Doug Schlapia. PC brings the ball down the floor. Pothoven with the ball. Dribbles across the timeline over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen takes the drive, stops into Giddings, up and misses, and rebounded by Klein, up and scores. Basket by Woody Klein. Creston quickly with the ball across the timeline. Number 21, Brian Haynes. Looks around the circle, over to 31, back to 21, Haynes. Dribbles around, looks for the drive, up with the jump shot, and scores. Ball taken out of bounds with Woody Klein, over to Pothoven. Pothoven brings the ball down the floor, across the timeline. Over to Klein, over to Van Gorp in the corner. Takes a fake, looks back out to Pothoven. Pothoven around the perimeter once again. Looks inside, bounce pass into Van Gorp, drives the bucket, up and misses, and rebounds his own shot, up and scores! Basket by Mark Van Gorp. Quickly with the ball down the floor is Creston. Number 21, Brian Haynes, over to number 33. Looks inside, fakes the long shot, doesn't take it, back out to Haynes. The top of the circle, guarded by Pothoven, starts his dribble around the perimeter, looks inside, and over to number 31, up and misses, and Van Gorp with the rebound, taken away by Schlapia. Van Gorp again, and this time he's fouled by number 45, Doug Schlapia. I believe that will be the second foul on number 45. Wait for just a minute. No, correction, scoreboard has it as number 1. Vandermolen inbounds to Pothoven. Pothoven bringing the ball down the floor. Dribbles over, and we have a foul on number 33, Scott Driscoll. A foul away from the ball. And we have a timeout called by Creston. 3 minutes, 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Score is 11 for Creston, 10 for Pella Creston. Teams take the floor once again after the timeout. The Pella Creston's ball underneath their own basket following the foul on number 33. Woody Klein takes the ball out of bounds, slaps the ball, looks inside, over to Vandermolen in the corner. Sets, shoots, a three-pointer, misses. Rebounded by number 45, Schlapia. Over to number 21, Brian Haynes. Dribbles the ball down into the corner, looks up, passes inside, intercepted by Giddings. Over to Pothoven. Pothoven brings the ball across the timeline. Looks for the drive, back out to Giddings. Long shot by Giddings, misses. Rebound by Creston. Number 25, 21, Haynes brings the ball down the floor fast. Over to 33, Driscoll, blocked by Giddings, but a foul was called on Giddings. Blocking foul on Brent Giddings. We'll send number 33 to the line, Scott Driscoll. I believe he'll get 2 shots. Looked like he was in the act of shooting. Yes, he will. 2 shots for Scott Driscoll. Bounces the ball, eyes the basket. Ball is up and good. Makes the score 12-10 in favor of Creston. Driscoll takes the ball, bounces it twice, looks at the basket, puts the ball up and good. Makes both of them. Scores 13-10. Creston in the lead. Klein inbounds to Pothoven. Pothoven brings the ball down the floor, pass to Vandermolen. In the corner to Klein, cut through to Pothoven. Missed the pass, over to Klein, up in the air and up and good. Woody Klein scores. Creston leads 13-12. Number 21, Brian Haynes, brings the ball across the timeline. Over to Driscoll, back to Haynes. Over to Belger, long shot by Belger, misses and rebound Van Gorp. Over to Pothoven. Pothoven brings the ball down the floor. Looks inside. Bounce pass into Van Gorp. Back out again to Vandermolen. Into Klein, and Klein is fouled by number 33, Scott Driscoll. That's the second foul on Driscoll. 5th team foul for Creston. Klein will go to the free throw line, shooting a 1-on-1. Klein takes the ball, bounces once, twice, eyes the basket, puts the ball up, and scores. Scores tied, 13-13. Now ready for the bonus shot. Klein bounces the ball once, twice, eyes the basket, ball is up, and good. PC takes the lead, 14-13. Press is on. Vandermolen, Klein pressing in the backcourt. Ball gets across the timeline, over in the front court. Haynes with the ball on the perimeter, over to Scott Driscoll. Long shot is short, and Giddings with the rebound. Ball over to Pothoven, quickly down the floor across the timeline. Pothoven in the paint, up and scores! BC takes the lead, 16-13. Quickly down the floor, number 21, over to Belger, number 25. Long pass inside to Slapia. Has got the ball, looks back out to Belger. Pass the ball around the perimeter. BC sets the defense. Number 21, Haynes, drives the lane, passes back out the perimeter. Over to number 21, Haynes, once again into Slapia. Ball is thrown out of bounds. No, it's saved and retrieved by Pothoven. Down the floor quickly. Eric Pothoven on the dribble. Dribbles in towards the paint. Over to Vandermolen, up to Giddings, up and no good. But Mark Van Gorp with the rebound and scores! And he is fouled by number 45, Doug Slapia. And that's the second foul on their big man in the center. Score is 18-13, PC in the lead. Van Gorp scored and will get 1 shot. Van Gorp steps up to the line, takes the ball, bounces it 3 times, eyes the basket. The ball is up and no good. Rebounded by number 31 for Creston. Over to Brian Haynes across the timeline with the ball. Dribbles around the perimeter. Can't find anybody open. Over to Belger, number 25. Back to Haynes. Dribbles the ball around the perimeter, looking for the inside. Doesn't find anything open. Over to Belger on the far corner. High lob pass into Haynes, over to Slapia. And we've got a foul on Giddings. That's Giddings' second foul. Substitution in the Pella Christian lineup. Wienia replaces Giddings. Brad Wienia, number 30. Creston out of bounds. Shot is up and missed by Belger. Klein with the rebound. Pothoven takes the ball. Brings the ball across the timeline over to Woody Klein. Creston's coming out. Press. Klein over to Vandermolen. He's driving the center. Over back out outside to Pothoven. Over to Vandermolen. They're working for the last shot here. 23 seconds left on the clock. Over to Klein in the middle. Klein dribbles. Over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen holds over his head. Dribbles. Back over to Pothoven. 12 seconds left on the time clock. Pothoven starts his dribble to the inside. Fakes. He starts to drive. He's up. Shoot. misses, and Klein is up and fouled. Woody Klein draws the foul on number 31, his second foul. Foul is on Clint Baker. Klein goes to the free throw line with 2 shots with 4 seconds left in the first quarter. He dips, eyes the basket, shoots, and scores. Scores PC 19, Creston 13. Official gives the ball back to Klein. He bounces twice, dips, shoots, and scores. 20-13. Creston attempts to get the ball in. Long pass cross court. 25 dribbles, shoots, and misses. And the rebound taken by Brad Wienia. So the first quarter ends with Pella Christian in the lead, 20-13. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Since Creston had the opening tip-off, the ball will be out of bounds to Pella Christian. Creston players still in the huddle, getting their final instructions. I'm out on the floor at the end of the first quarter. The score is Pella Christian 20, Creston 13. Creston has 5 team fouls, Pella Christian 2. Woody Klein inbounds the ball to Pothoven, dribbles up over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen holds, dribbles around the perimeter, starts to drive all the way to the baseline, dishes underneath, and travels. No basket. The Creston's ball out of bounds. Taken out of bounds by number 25, Belger. Inbounds the ball to Haynes, number 21. Dribbles down the floor, around the perimeter of the circle. Looks for a drive, starts in, passes back out to Belger. Back to Haynes. Haynes tries a long three-pointer, short, and rebounded by Pothoven. Pothoven starts the ball down the floor across the timeline. Looks inside over to Woody Klein. Klein takes a jump shot and scores! 2 points for Woody Klein. Creston quickly puts the ball in play. Over to Haynes. Top of the circle. Dribbles around the perimeter. Looking for someone on the inside. Guarded by Pothoven. Passes off to number 33. Back to Haynes, number 31. BC showing some tough defense. 33 starts to drive. Drives in, scores, and is fouled by Brad Wienia on the drive. Basket by number 33, Scott Driscoll. Makes the score PC 22, Creston 15 at the 7:01 mark of the second quarter. Shot is up and good, 22-16. Klein inbounds the ball to Pothoven. Dribbles down the floor, across the timeline. Calls out to plays. Pothoven dribbling over to Wienia. Wienia looks back to Pothoven. Pothoven over to Vandermolen. Looks inside. Nothing there. Vandermolen stutter steps back to Pothoven. To Klein on the inside. Klein starts to drive. Jump shot. Misses. Van Gorp goes up with the rebound and is called for the foul. Pushing off. First foul on Mark Van Gorp. Creston's ball out of bounds under the PC bucket. Taken out of bounds by Belger. Inbounds to Haynes, number 21. Starts to dribble down the floor, guarded by Pothoven. Back over to Belger. Long pass over to Schlapie on the far corner. Back to Brian Haynes. Dribbles around, guarded by Pothoven. Looks inside in the corner. Holds high over his head, takes a dribble, looks around inside. Shot is up by Schlapie, number 45, and good. Score is 22-18, PC in the lead. Pothoven brings the ball across the timeline. The PC fans get up on their feet and start to encourage their players. Into Van Gorp, up and scores! Nice pass into the center to Van Gorp. Quickly across the timeline, Creston with the ball. Number 21, Brian Haynes. Looks up, pass inside to number 31. Back to Haynes. Long pass to Schlapie. And he travels with the ball. Be Pella Christian's ball out of bounds. Vandermolen takes the ball out of bounds. We've got a break in the action as Geeting comes back into the ball game, substituting for Ryan Klein. Vandermolen inbounds the ball to Pothoven. Dribbles down the floor across the timeline. Looks inside over to Geetings on the perimeter. Geetings starts to drive back to Pothoven at the top of the circle. Takes the shot, doesn't take it. Long pass underneath to Van Gorp. Pivot around back to Vandermolen. Starts to drive inside. into Wienia, up and scores! Brad Wienia. Nice drive-in layup. Quickly the ball down the floor. Brian Haynes at the top of the circle. Dribbles around the perimeter. Looks inside. Closely guarded by Pothoven. Attempted pass to Slapia, knocked out of bounds by Giddings. Good defensive play. Creston with the ball out of bounds. Number 21, Brent Haynes, guarded by Giddings. Bounce pass in. Number 33, back to Haynes on the perimeter. Long shot, 3 points, and Giddings with the rebound over to Van Gorp. Pothoven brings the ball down the floor quickly. Starts inside over to Van Gorp to Giddings. Short jump shot is good. Giddings scores, and it's 28-18. Quickly down the floor is Creston, number 21. Over to the perimeter, inside to number 45, and he is hacked by Giddings, and that'll be number 3 on Giddings. Chad Dieleman quickly off the bench, takes off the warm-up, getting a couple of final instructions from Coach Jerry Nickel. Reports, and Dieleman will replace Giddings, who has 3 fouls at the 4:48 mark of the second quarter. Ryan Klein comes to talk to Coach Nickel. First shot is up and no good, and rebound by Chad Dieleman over to Pothoven. Quickly down the floor, long pass in the corner over to Wienia. Bounce pass up and misses, and up by Van Gorp and scores! Mark Van Gorp with a tip in. Quickly down the floor once again for Creston. Number 21, Brian Haynes around the perimeter. Number 33. Wienia hits the floor, back up, and knocks the ball loose as attempted shot by Creston. Vandermolen down the floor to Pothoven. Pothoven out to Vandermolen, over to Van Gorp. Back to Vandermolen. Fakes, up, shoots, and scores! Vandermolen with a little jump shot from the free throw line. Creston quickly inbounds the ball. Number 21, Brian Haynes. On the far side of the floor, looks inside number 33. He shoots and misses, but he is fouled. Fouled by Chad Dieleman, number 42. Hacking foul as the shot went up by number 33, Scott Driscoll. Ryan Klein back into lineup for Pella Christian, replacing Brad Wienia. Going to the line for Creston is Scott Driscoll, number 33. He dips, he shoots, and misses. Score is 32-18. Pella Christian in the lead at the 3:52 mark of the second quarter. Driscoll bends, shoots, and scores. Ryan Klein takes the ball out of bounds over to Pothoven. Dribbles the ball down the floor across the timeline. Looks to the outside over to Klein, back to Pothoven. Fakes the three-pointer, doesn't take it. Vandermolen back to Pothoven. Couple of dribbles over to Vandermolen, over to Ryan Klein. Takes a drive inside, dishes off to Van Gorp, out to Vandermolen. Up and scores! Troy Vandermolen with a nice jump shot. Creston quickly takes timeout. The scores, Pella Christian 34, Creston 19. 3:24 left to go in the second quarter. Apparently we had a dead ball foul of some kind because Eric Pothoven is going to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. First one is up and good. Must have been a technical foul because Pothoven is shooting 2 from the free throw line. Pothoven takes the ball, goes to the free throw line, dribbles the ball 3 times, eyes the basket, dips, shoots, and scores! Score is 36-19, Pella Christian. Just been told I was a bench technical that called for the free throws. Ball is into Vandermolen, over to Klein. Out to Chad Dieleman at the top of the circle, over to Pothoven. Sets, shoots, and misses. Rebounded by Creston, number 31. Over to Haynes, brings the ball down the floor quickly. Dribbles around the perimeter. Guarded tightly by Pothoven. In bounce pass inside to Driscoll. Bank shot is good by number 33, Scott Driscoll. Flying inbounds the ball to Pothoven. Dribbles down the floor across the timeline. Sets the offense. Looks over to Vandermolen. Pass to Vandermolen to Van Gorp. Drives in. Up. Misses. Rebounds his own shot. Up and scores! Mark Van Gorp really handling those boards tonight. Creston brings the ball down the floor. Over into the corner to Driscoll. Over Slapia, 45 inside, turns, pivots, shoots, and misses. Rebounded, Chad Dieleman. Outlet to Pothoven, quickly down the floor to Vandermolen in the corner. Drives and up and offensive foul on Vandermolen. Charging. Number 45, Slapia had position. Charging foul on Vandermolen. Brad Wienia checks in now for Vandermolen, who gets a short rest. Another substitution for Creston, number 25, Belger back in the ball game. 33 takes the ball out inbounds to Haynes, number 21, guarded by Wienia. Pass over the timeline to Haynes, number 33, to Driscoll. Over to Belger, 25, to Haynes, to Driscoll on the perimeter, number 31 inside up, and fouled by Mark Van Gorp. Number 31 attempted a short jump shot. Mark Van Gorp called for a block. 31, Clint Baker going to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. He dips, eyes the basket, puts the ball up, and rolls in and out. Misses. Got another substitution coming in. We've got Troy Vandermolen coming in, giving Mark Van Gorp a rest. Mark gets a standing ovation as he goes back to the bench. Baker dips, eyes the basket, shoots, and misses. And Chad Dieleman with the rebound. Quickly out to Pothoven across the timeline. Back to Chad Dieleman, starts to drive into Wienia. Ball is kicked by Creston. B. Pella Christian's ball out of bounds. Woody Klein takes the ball out, sets the offensive play. Inbounds to Pothoven, over to Vandermolen. Back to Klein, takes a drive. Jump shot is no good. And Creston with the rebound. Down the floor quickly, number 21, Brian Haynes. Drive in. Shot is up, missed. Rebound, 31. That is up, missed. Woody Klein with the rebound. Outlet pass to Pothoven. Down the floor quickly. Drives in all the way and scores! Basket by Eric Pothoven on a nice drive into the lane. Creston's ball out of bounds underneath the PC basket. Ball is inbounded to Haynes, number 21. Dribbles the ball across the timeline. Pass over to number 33, Driscoll. 21 dribbles around the perimeter into the center. Shoots and blocked by Klein. Nice block by Woody Klein. Back to the corner to Driscoll. Starts his drive into the lane. He shoots and bounces up and scores. Klein inbounds to Pothoven. 1:15 left in the first half. Pothoven across the timeline. Stands and dribbles, looks over. Creston comes out to get him. Over to Klein. Back to Pothoven. Back to Klein. They work the ball back and forth at the top of the line. At the top of the... Back to Pothoven. Guarded closely. Back to Vandermolen. Starts the ball. Looks back. Vandermolen dribbles and over to Pothoven, and he travels with the ball, and it'll be Creston's ball. Score is PC 40, Creston 23. We have 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Ball will be taken out of bounds by Driscoll, number 33, inbounds to Brian Haynes, number 21. Dribbles across the timeline up to the top of the circle, starts to drive around the perimeter. Pass into the corner is to Belger, is lost, and it'll be Pella Christian's ball. 38 seconds left in the first half. Ball is inbounded by Kleins to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles across the timeline over to Vandermolen. Starts his dribble over to Klein. Klein back to Vandermolen. Vandermolen dribbles around over to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles, cut off, dribbles into Klein. Klein dribbles out, back to Vandermolen, over to Pothoven. We've got the corner spread out, over to Klein. Over to Pothoven, starts to drive the basket. Up and is blocked. Rebound, Dieleman up and misses. Creston with the rebound, starting across the line. And the first half comes to a close. Pella Creston in the lead, 40-23. And listen to the ovation that is given as the boys go off the floor. Well, we're getting ready to start the second half. 12 seconds left before the half starts. Coach Jerry Nichols sitting over on the bench looking quite relaxed at this time. We hope he's relaxed anyway. Teams go over to the benches for their final instructions before the start of the second half. Crowd gets settled in to watch a second half of what we hope will be a good top-notch basketball game by the PC Eagles. It'll be Creston's ball to start the second half. The Eagles take their position on the defensive end of the floor. And we're ready to go. Ball is inbounded by number 33 over to 21 Haynes. Dribbles around the perimeter, guarded by Vandermolen. Long pass over to number 33, back to number 21 Haynes, top of the circle. Dribbles in, long pass into the big man in the center, number 45, and misses, and rebound by Van Gorp. Quickly out to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles down the floor, bounce pass in the corner. Vandermolen into Klein. Klein is stripped of the ball twice over. But the second time he's called, he's fouled. Foul is on number 33. The Pella Creston's ball out of bounds underneath their own basket. Klein takes the ball out of bounds, looks in pass to Giddings, over to Van Gorp, up and in. Mark Van Gorp scores. Pella Creston hits the first basket of the second half. Number 21 Haynes brings the ball across the timeline into the corner. Guarded closely by Pothoven, throws the ball to number 33 and out of bounds. The Pella Creston's ball. Quickly a substitution for Creston. Number 11, Kurt Belger, comes into the ball game. Klein takes the ball out of bounds over to Pothoven. Dribbles across the timeline up to the top of the circle. Bounce pass to Vandermolen. Dribbles in, bounce pass over to Van Gorp. Holds the ball high over his head. Over to Vandermolen to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles around the circle, takes a spin move. Shot is up and misses. Rebounded by Van Gorp, over to Klein in the corner. Shot is up and scores! Basket by Whitty Klein. Creston brings the ball over the timeline, over to the top of the perimeter. Bad pass into the middle, retrieved by Van Gorp over to Pothoven. Pothoven down the floor quickly. Vandermolen around the corner into Pothoven, drives the lane. He fakes, shoots, and scores! Basket by Eric Pothoven. Creston brings the ball down the floor. Number 11, and he is fouled by Pothoven. A little bit anxious there on the part of Eric Pothoven. PC boys are playing tremendous defense tonight. Creston will take the ball out of bounds. Number 11, Belger, takes the ball out of bounds, guarded by Giddings. Over in the corner to number 33, shoots and scores. Three-pointer by number 33, Scott Driscoll. 46-26, Pella Creston in the lead. Pothoven with the ball across the center. Over to Vandermolen into Giddings, up and misses. Rebounded by number 31. Quickly down the floor, number 11 drives the lane in and misses. Rebounded by Van Gorp. Air ball that time. Pothoven across the timeline. Over in the corner to Vandermolen. Shot by Vandermolen. Three-pointer and scores! 3-point by Vandermolen. Creston across the timeline. Over to Driscoll. He shoots a three-pointer up in the air. Rebound Giddings and stolen away by number 25, Belger, and he is fouled by Giddings. I think that'll be number 4 on Giddings. Chad Dielman quickly up off the bench. Dielman in for Giddings. Pella Creston in the lead, 49-26 at the 5:41 mark of the third quarter. Number 25 at the line, Scott Belger. 2 shots. Belger bounces the ball, eyes the basket. The shot is up and good. 49-27. Belger now with his second shot, eyes the basket up and good. 2 shots by Belger. Klein inbounds the ball to Pothoven. Pothoven slowly brings the ball down the floor. Looks like Creston is in a press. Over to Vandermolen to Pothoven. Brings the ball across. Dribbles around the top of the circle. Over to Vandermolen. Up and scores! 2 points by Vandermolen. Had his foot on the line. Creston with the ball down the floor. Into the corner to Belger. Back to Haynes, number 21. Fakes a shot. Passes off to number 33. 33 drives in. Too hard off the board. Rebound by Chad Dieleman. Over to Eric Pothoven. Pothoven down the line. Passing the corner to Vandermolen. Vandermolen up with a 3-point shot and scores! Correct that. 2 points for Vandermolen. 53-28. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball over to Belger. Drives the baseline. Tied up there. Back to Creston, and we've got a technical on the Creston bench once again. Pothoven walks across to the Pella Christian basket to shoot 2 free throws. Another technical on the Creston bench. Pella Christian will shoot 2 free throws and get the ball. Pothoven holds the ball. Ball back to the official. Don't know what's going on right now. Pothoven goes over to the PC bench, gets a towel to wipe his face and his hands, walks back over to the free throw line. Steps up to the line. Bounces the ball once, twice, 3 times, eyes the basket, dips, shoots, and scores! Pothoven, 54-28. Pothoven with the first shot, second shot coming up. Bounces the ball, eyes the basket, dips, shoots, and scores! 2 more free throws for Pothoven. Score is Pella Christian 55, Creston 28. 4:54 left in the third quarter. Pella Christian gets the ball. Klein inbounds to Pothoven. Across the timeline. Dribbles up to the top of the circle. Over to Pothoven. Over to Klein. Klein dribbles around the perimeter. Goes up and the shot is blocked. Creston down the floor quickly. Bounce pass into number 31. Up and misses. And Klein with a rebound. Out to Pothoven. Pothoven down the floor. Into the corner to Vandermolen. Vandermolen, bad pass. Tried to hit Woody Klein coming across the center and threw the ball over his head. And Pella Christian calls timeout with the score. Pella Christian 55, Creston 28. We have our resident cheerleader, Dick Brookford, down, leading the cheers now for Pella Christian, waving his lucky hat. Teams come out on the floor once again. Coaches are pointing up into the crowd. Apparently we're getting some of the people throwing things onto the floor. And we certainly don't want that to happen. Don't want anybody to get hurt. Both teams out on the floor waiting for the officials to come over to put the ball into play. Be Creston's ball out of bounds. Pella Christian took that timeout right after we had a bad pass. Number 33, Scott Driscoll, take the ball out of bounds, plays it into number 21, Brian Haynes. Haynes dribbles across the timeline. Guarded by Pothoven. Over to Driscoll, in the pass to Slapia, number 45, dribbles around Van Gorp, up and misses. Van Gorp with the rebound, out to Pothoven. And Pothoven is fouled by number 25. That's only the second foul on Creston, so Pella Creston will play the ball out of bounds. Brad Weenie in the lineup now. Takes the ball out of bounds, inbounds it to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles across the line. Looks to the corner for Vandermolen. Weenie with the ball, starts to drive around the perimeter. Drives the baseline up and misses. Rebound, Chad Dieleman, and scores! Chad Dieleman with his first 2 points of the night. Long pass over to Driscoll. Drives the baseline in. And an offensive foul on Driscoll against Chad Dieleman. Dieleman had possession, and Driscoll simply drove right through him, and he's called for the offensive foul. Pella Creston's ball. Brad Weenie takes the ball out of bounds, inbounds it to Pothoven. Pothoven dribbles across the timeline. Looks over to Weenie. Weenie dribbles around, starts his drive, jump shot up, misses. Dieleman with the rebound, up and scores! Chad Dieleman, 2 straight baskets. Creston with the ball quickly down the floor. Number 31 breaks underneath, up and jump shot over Dieleman's outstretched arm, scores. Number 31. Pothoven brings the ball down the floor. Bounce pass over to Vandermolen, into Weenie in the center. Drive in to Van Gorp, up and misses. Dieleman with the rebound, up and scores! Chad Dieleman scored the last 3 baskets for Pella Creston. Brian Haynes dribbles the ball down, starts the baseline, cut off by Pothoven. Guarded closely by Pothoven. Long pass over the top. Driscoll puts up a 3-point shot, up and misses. Pothoven with the rebound. Pothoven with the ball across the timeline, dribbles up the top of the circle. Bounce pass to Weenie. Looks up, shoots, and partially blocked. And it's going to be Creston's ball out of bounds. Off Van Gorp. Couldn't handle the rebound. Substitution for Creston, number 15 into the ball game, replacing number 33. Pella Creston in a full court press now. Ball is inbounded to Haynes, number 21, guarded by Pothoven. Dieleman comes up, puts the pressure on. In over to number 31 in the corner. Jump shot up in the air, misses, and rebound. Chad Dieleman quickly out to Pothoven across the timeline. Pothoven dribbles up to the top of the circle. Bounce pass into Weenie. Pivots up and good. Brad Weenie with the basket out of the lane. Creston across the timeline. Number 31 over to number 15. Drives the baseline. Cut off by Van Gorp. Pothoven on number 21. Long shot missed. Rebound number 15, and he is fouled by Eric Pothoven. That will be the 3rd team foul on Pella Creston in the second half. Creston will play the ball out of bounds. Number 15 plays the ball in, guarded by Vandermolen. Into number 11, starts his drive. Bounce pass over to number 45, up and in. Schlepia scores for Creston. Vandermolen over to Pothoven across the line. Pothoven to Vandermolen, into Dieleman, starts his dribble up and misses, and rebounded by number 31. Quickly down the floor. Number 11, and we have an offensive foul against Vandermolen. Number 11, charge Vandermolen. The Pella Creston's ball out of bounds. Ball inbounds to Pothoven. Dribbles down the floor across the timeline. Over to Vandermolen. Starts his drive into Dieleman. Dieleman can't hang on to it. Over to number 30, and Dieleman double dribbles. Wasn't quite ready for that pass. Creston plays the ball inbounds. Number 21, Haynes, brings the ball across the timeline. Looks ball inside number 31. Back to Haynes, number 21, into Schlepia, number 45. Dribbles into lane, up, misses. Van Gorp with the rebound. Over to Pothoven. Pothoven in the corner to Vandermolen. Quickly takes a fake. Up with a jump shot and scores! Troy Vandermolen as Pella Creston doubles the score, 65-32. Brian Haynes starts to drive in and up and misses, and rebound Dieleman. Over to Pothoven. Pothoven quickly down the floor. Dribbles to the top of the circle. Long 3-point by Pothoven. Good! Pothoven with a 3-point shot. 68-32. 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Long pass intercepted by Van Gorp. Down the floor to Pothoven quickly. Drives in. And he is fouled by number 21, Brian Haynes. That's the 5th foul on Creston, so Pothoven will go to the line, shooting a 1-and-1. Substitution for Pella Christian. Eekhoff in for Van Gorp. DeBrine in, and Rosa in. Diedelman takes the bench, Klein takes the bench, and Van Gorp takes the bench. Pothoven will be shooting a 1-and-1. Pothoven takes the ball, bounces once, twice, 3 times, eyes the basket, dips, shoots, and scores! Eric Pothoven makes the score 69, Pella Christian, 32 for Creston. Pothoven eyes the basket for his second shot, dips, shoots, and scores! Pothoven with 2 free throws, and quickly Jensen replaces Pothoven. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Pella Christian has scored 30 points this quarter to 9 for Creston. Pass over to number 25, Belger. Long shot and misses. Back out to Belger, guarded tightly by Jensen. Number 11, guarded by Rosa. And the ball is stolen away, and back to Creston again. 25, Belger, up with a short jump shot, and misses, and rebound to DeBrine. And DeBrine travels with the ball. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. It'll be Creston's ball out of bounds under their own basket. Creston inbounds the ball. Number 45, Schlepia, guarded tightly back to number 15, up and rebounds his own shot, up again and scores. Number 15 rebounded his miss and put it back for the basket. He's fouled by number 12, Jensen. 1 shot coming, 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Number 15 eyes the basket, puts the shot up and good. Pella Christian's ball, 3 seconds to go. Wienia takes the ball out of bounds into Rosa. Dribbles down the floor, and we have a blocking foul on number 15 with 1 second left in the third quarter. And Rosa will go to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1. Kevin Rosa takes the ball at the free throw line, eyes the basket, dips, shoots, and misses. And the quarter comes to a close. And Pella Christian leads at the end of the third quarter, 70-35. All right, as we get ready to start fourth quarter action.
Okay, we're going to take the camera off the tripod here. I don't know which is worse. The way the bleachers are shaking, we're getting a shaky picture, and the way people are standing up, we can't get over the top of their heads. So we'll see if this is any better.
As we get ready to start the fourth quarter, Pella Christian goes back to the original starting lineup. The ball is inbounded, Klein to Pothoven. Dribbles across the line, over to Klein, top of the circle, into Van Gorp, fakes up and travels with the ball. Creston's ball out of bounds. Quickly they play the ball inside. Number 21, Brian Haynes, across the timeline to the top of the circle. Over to number 11. A long three-point attempt is missed. Vandermolen across the timeline. Vandermolen with a shot and scores! 2 points for Troy Vandermolen. PC 72, Creston 35. Number 21, Brian Haynes, over to the top of the circle. Number 11, back to Haynes. Into Schlepia, and he's up and scores over Giddings. Vandermolen inbounds the ball to Pothoven. Slowly dribbles down the floor, pass over to Vandermolen, back over to Pothoven. Into Klein. Klein drives the middle. Bounce pass over to Giddings. Shot is up and misses. Klein with the rebound, up and misses, and rebounded by number 45 for Creston. Quickly across the timeline, number 33, Scott Driscoll puts up his long shot, misses, and Vandermolen with the rebound, and he is fouled by Belger, number 25. Vandermolen walks down the floor over to the free throw line as he gets set to do the 1-and-1 for Pella Christian Eagles. Vandermolen at the line. Bounces the ball once, twice, 3 times. Up and scores! Vandermolen with another free throw. Makes the score 73-37. Vandermolen with the ball once again. Bounces 3 times. Looks, shoots, and scores! Vandermolen, 2 free throws. And Pella Christian has doubled the score, 74-37. Creston with the ball. Belger, number 25, lobs inside to Slapia, number 45, up and in. Short bank shot underneath. Flying into Pothoven. Over to Vandermolen. Back to Pothoven. Retrieves the ball, and Pothoven to Klein in the middle. Starts the drive up. Short jump shot. Misses. Ball is up by Gietings. Up again, and Gietings with a nice tip in. Creston brings the ball down to the corner. Number 25, Belger shoots 3-point shot and scores. Belger with a 3-pointer from the corner. Pothoven with the ball over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen dribbles twice and over to Pothoven, and he travels with the ball. Creston press forced a turnover on Pella Christian, and quickly Jerry Nickel calls timeout. With the score, Pella Christian 76, Creston 42. We have 6 minutes, 11 seconds left in this ball game. Ready to resume action here in the 4th quarter. It'll be Creston's ball out of bounds following the turnover by Vandermolen. Creston inbounds the ball. Number 11 into number 21, Brian Haynes. Dribbles the ball up the top of the circle. Number 11 over to the corner. Number 25, Belger shoots a 3-pointer, misses, and off Creston, number 45, Slapia, and Pella Christian will inbounds the ball. Klein into Pothoven. Pothoven starts the ball down the floor, dribbles over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen comes down the line in the center to Klein. Klein dribbles into Van Gorp. Up and in! Mark Van Gorp with a nice jump shot. Creston with the ball down the floor. Number 11 dribbles in and forces the shot, and a charge on number 11. As Mark Van Gorp had position, and number 11 charged into Van Gorp, forcing up the shot. Pella Christian will inbounds the ball. Woody Klein throws it into Pothoven. Pothoven starts his dribble down the floor. Throws over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen dribbles around over to Pothoven. Pothoven looks and over to Vandermolen. Into Van Gorp in the corner. To Klein in the middle, and Klein is up and misses. And we have a foul on number 33, Scott Driscoll, and that's all for number 33, who has fouled out. Woody Klein will step to the line, shooting a 1-on-1 as he was fouled on the rebound. So Scott Driscoll takes a seat on the bench. Klein takes the ball, eyes the basket, puts the shot up, and good! And Woody Klein hits the first free throw, giving Pella Christian 79 to Creston's 42. Klein takes the ball, eyes the basket, the shot is up and good! And Klein scores 2 free throws as Pella Christian has 80 points on the scoreboard. Creston brings the ball across the line, top of the circle, over to number 21, Brian Haynes, passing to number 31, takes the dribble, pivots around number 21, drives in, long pass over to the corner to Belger, can't get the shot away. Pella Christian playing tough defense. Number 11 shoots a long 3-pointer, misses, and Mark Van Gorp with the rebound. Over to Pothoven, dribbles down the floor, over in the corner to Vandermolen. Long shot by Vandermolen is off the board, no good. Rebounded by number 25, Belger. Dribbles the ball down the floor, comes across the timeline. Takes a 3-point shot and misses, and rebounded by Eric Pothoven. Dribbles behind his back down the floor, bounce pass over to Vandermolen, up and scores! Nice pass, Pothoven to Vandermolen. Creston brings the ball down the floor, pass into number 45, Slapia. Kicks it out to the top of the circle, number 11. Over to the other corner to number 25, Belger. Bounce pass in, 31, up and in. Vandermolen takes the ball out over to Pothoven, dribbles down the floor, back to Pothoven across the timeline. Pothoven drives and looks out, kicks back out to Vandermolen, top of the circle. Vandermolen dribbles around, back to Klein. Klein looks over to Pothoven. Pothoven bounce pass into Van Gorp. Back to Pothoven. Pothoven fakes, doesn't take the shot, dribbles out. Dribbles out to the top of the line. Bounce pass over to Klein. Klein starts to drive the corner, stops. And pass into Vandermolen in the corner. Vandermolen dribbles around, open, shoots, and misses, and rebounded. Oh, and we have a foul on Giddings as he charged into number 21. And that's all for Brent Giddings as he fouls out with 3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the final quarter. Brad Wienia into the game for Giddings. Creston now in the bonus, 1-1, and number 21, Haynes, goes to the free throw line, puts the ball up and scores. 82 for Pella Christian, 45 for Creston. And Chad Dieleman replaces Mark Van Gorp, who comes out of the game having played a tremendous game. And he is really happy. In the meantime, Creston makes a second shot. Ball is inbounded by Klein over to Vandermolen. Bounce pass to Pothoven. Dribbles across the timeline, quickly down the floor. Around the top of the circle. Bounce pass to Klein, goes up to the baseline, up and misses. Klein with his own rebound, up and in! And Whitty Klein scores, 84-46. Creston with the ball, long pass over to the corner. Long three-point shot is good by number 25, Belger. Ball is inbounded to Vandermolen, bounce pass over to Pothoven. Pothoven double team, back over to Vandermolen. Vandermolen in the middle to Klein, intercepted by number 31. And he goes in and misses, and Vandermolen with a rebound, and he is fouled by number 25, Belger. And Vandermolen will go to the line, shooting the 1-1. Eric Ekoff comes into the lineup, replacing Whitty Klein, and listen to the ovation that Whitty Klein receives as he leaves the floor. Slapia, number 45, checks back in for Creston. We have Vandermolen at the line, shooting the 1-1. Troy dips his knees, eyes the basket, the shot is up and good. And the score is Pella Christian 85, Creston 49. Vandermolen gets set for his second shot, bounces the ball, eyes the basket, dips his knees, and the shot is up and scores! And Vandermolen with 2 free throws. Creston quickly with the ball down the floor. Number 21, Brian Haynes into the corner. Number 25, Belger launches a three-point shot, no good. Ekoff with the rebound, over to Pothoven. Pothoven down the floor quickly across the timeline. He drives, fakes, and passes back out to number 10, Vandermolen, and scores! 3 points for Troy Vandermolen, and it's 89-49. Number 25, Belger starts to drive and bounces in and off of Eric Ekoff out of bounds, and it'll be Creston's ball out of bounds. As Jensen replaces Vandermolen to a tremendous ovation for Troy Vandermolen. What a game he played tonight. Creston inbounds the ball. Long pass out to number 31, up and misses, and Chad Dieleman with the rebound over to Pothoven. Pothoven with the ball down the timeline. Passes over to Dieleman, starts to drive around the perimeter, back to Pothoven. Pothoven fakes, he drives, he shoots, and in and out, and rebounded by number 45, Slapia. Passes down the floor to number 11, drives down the lane, and he is fouled by Brad Wienia as Pothoven stole the ball, but Wienia fouled. And now we have Kevin Rosa entering the lineup for Pella Christian, replacing Eric Pothoven. And listen to the ovation that Pothoven received. Pella Christian now has its entire starting lineup on the bench. Shot is up by number 11 and good. Making the score, Pella Christian 89, Creston 50. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in this ball game. Second shot is up and no good, and rebounded by Chad Dieleman. Over to Kevin Rosa, over to Jensen. Jensen dribbles the ball down the line, across the circle. Back over to Kevin Rosa. Rosa launches a long shot and misses, and rebounded by Slapia, number 45. Long pass down the floor to number 30, 15, and up and misses. And Jensen with the ball down the floor. Bounce pass in the corner to Rosa. Into Ekoff, pivots, shoots, and scores! Eric Ekoff with a nice turnaround jump shot. Creston with the ball down the floor, number 15. Back outside, number 21. Long pass inside, batted away by Chad Dieleman to Johnson. Down the floor to Wienia, up and scores! And we've got a runaway. Pella Christian 93, Creston 50-something. And we have a shot and a score. Short jump shot by Creston. Ball inbounds, Jensen to Rosa. Jensen dribbles down the floor, long pass down the floor to Wienia. Wienia dribbles in. Almost loses the ball. Dribbles again, and he drives and misses. And we have a foul on number 45, Schlapia. Preston's big man fouled Wienia as he drove for the basket. And now we have Chad Dieleman taking the bench to a nice ovation and replaced by Daryl Veenstra. Wienia at the free throw line, shooting 2 shots. First shot is up and missed, made. Bounced high in the air and back through the basket. Wienia takes the ball, bounces it once, twice, eyes the basket, dips his knees, the ball is up and good. And Wienia scores 2, and Wienia is replaced by DeBruyne. Another fine game by Brad Wienia. Creston inbounds the ball, brings the ball down the floor, number 21, Brian Haynes. Drives around the perimeter, passes inside, number 15, long shot, misses. Schlapia with a rebound, up and misses. And Rosenbaum over to Veenstra. Veenstra down the floor, passes off to DeBruyne, over to Veenstra. Veenstra up, and we have a 3-second violation. Rosenbaum now in the lineup for Pella Christian also. Jason kind of snuck in here while we were talking about something else. Now the fans up in the air chanting on to State as Creston brings the ball down the floor. 49 seconds left in the ball game. Drive inside and intercepted by Ekoff. DeBruyne with the ball down the floor as he brings it across the timeline. Bounce pass over to Ekoff. Ekoff to Jensen in the corner. Jensen looks, he puts it up, he shoots and scores! And Jensen with 2 points. 97-52. Creston dribbles the ball around and stolen by number 24, DeBruyne. Drives in and charging foul on DeBruyne. As the Creston man had position, number 11. And DeBruyne drove through him. 20 seconds left in this ball game. The score is Pella Christian 97, Creston 52. All the Pella Christian players have been in the ball game. Creston now makes a couple of substitutions as they're giving their reserves a chance to get in the ball game. Number 43 into the ball game.
Fans sitting down right now.
I believe you're right. All the Pella Christian fans are on their feet cheering this team on to the state tournament. We have the on to State chant, and Creston inbounds the ball. Number 11 brings the ball across the timeline. Guarded by Jason Rosenbaum. Long pass inside number 43. Blocked by Daryl Veenstra and a foul on Veenstra. Be a 2-shot foul for Creston's number 43. Tim Dunphy will go to the line. Shooting 2 shots. Dips, puts the ball up and misses on the first shot. Dunphy bounces the ball, eyes the basket, puts the ball up, and bounces high in the air and through. Jason Rosenbaum with the ball out of bounds into Jensen. Jensen starts across the timeline. Long pass over to DeBruyne. DeBruyne shoots a long shot. Scores! A 3-point shot for DeBruyne. And the ball game is over as Pella Christian wins 100-53. And the crowd is mobbing out on the floor, mobbing Coach Jerry Nickel and the Pella Christian basketball team. Well, what do you think, Maury?
Well, Marv, I think we just saw history in the making.
Well, I'll tell you what, this was a tremendous ball game for Pella Christian. They had 40 points at the half. They led 40-23. They came back in the second half and scored 60 points while allowing Creston only 30 points. What a tremendous ball game as the final game on the way to the state tournament. The fans are delirious out there, out on the floor cheering. And now we have a stepladder coming out. I don't know whether this is to get the net or not, but hopefully it will be. Rolls of toilet paper being thrown out on the floor as the stepladder is brought to the basket, and we're going to see the PC boys get up there and take that net down. Creston fans are slowly walking out of the gym, somewhat dejected. I'm sure they feel that way after they had a good team with a 19-2 record, and they came down here tonight and really got shown what this game is all about by these Pella Christian Eagles. Just a tremendous effort by every one of the Eagles that played tonight. Subs came in, Chad Dealman came in, scored 3 straight buckets. Brad Wienia came in and did an excellent job. DeBryan scores 3, Jensen scores. The subs just came in and did a tremendous job, but you have to give the praise to the starters who built this tremendous lead. Public address announcer just tells us that the Pella Christian fans will have a reception at the gym tonight in honor of this boys basketball team who just made it to the state tournament, as I think, for the first time in school's history. Isn't that right, Maury?
I think you're right, Marv.
We've been there before with baseball and with softball, and girls basketball, but as I think back, I think this is the first time we've ever had a boys basketball team go to the state tournament. And now I guess we feel, Maury, that if they play what they're capable of doing, they've got a chance of going all the way and winning a big trophy. What do you think?
You know, I think, Marv, if they can put it together in the games to come like they did tonight, they've got the capability of going all the way, and there's no doubt about that.
Well, the PC fans are mobbing around the basket. We've got the stepladder there. And we've got Woody Klein getting ready to mount that ladder. He's taking that scissors from one of the assistant coaches. And there he goes, number 20, Woody Klein, and he gets to take the first snip at that net. And listen to the crowd cheer as Woody gets up there and uses that dull scissors to try and cut through that first cord. I believe Woody is one of the co-captains this year. And so Woody, and now we've got number 52 going up there, Mark Van Gorp, to cut the second cord on that net. And I believe Mark is the other co-captain this year.
I'll tell you, Marv, I had Mark Van Gorp and Kevin Rosa and Troy Vandermolen in speech class 7th period today, and you know, you didn't want to talk about it too much, and you can tell that those guys were preoccupied with the game tonight, but we did some fun things in class to kind of try to get their minds off the game, and they really, all 3 of those guys had a great game tonight. Kevin, for the time he was in.
Well, you know, they came out here tonight, and there should be a lot of pressure with this kind of a game and this kind of a crowd. But I'll tell you what, they played one of the best floor games tonight that they've played all season. We had a few turnovers, but not that many. We really handled the ball tonight.
You know, and Eric Pothoven quietly came in today with a couple tapes, and he says, hey, would you mind taping a couple of the games from tournaments? I think I'd kind of like to look at those again sometime. So it was pretty calm today, too. You know what?
Well, you have to give Eric a lot of credit. He's being just a sophomore, and he shows a lot of poise out there. He gets the ball down the floor for us. And in fact, you got to give all 6 or 7 of those guys that start out and come in a lot of credit because they really do a tremendous job. We got Chad Dealman up there now cutting his piece on the net. Chad came in and did a good job tonight to spell Giddings and Van Gorp.
I was just going to say that, Marv. Didn't that young man do a fine job?
And you have to remember, he's just a sophomore, and so is Eric Pothoven. But Eric's been playing with, with these boys a long time, and Chad just started playing with them a little bit here the last couple of weeks, and I think he's come in and really helped them out when they needed some help. Now we've got another senior up there, Eric Ekoff, cutting his part of the net down.
You know, Greg's brother came home from college this weekend, and he stayed home today just to see this game, and I'll tell you, I bet he'll never regret that, that he stayed around missing a couple classes today, and he's going to have the most joyful ride back up to Northwest Iowa tonight you can imagine.
I imagine that there's quite a few radios on tonight, too, and there we've got DeBryan up there cutting the net, and he's the young man that scored that long three-pointer right at the end to give us 100 points in this ball game. And Jason Rosenbaum climbs the ladder as he does his part in cutting this net down. Who else do we have left here, Maury?
Well, I think we've got Darrell. Who can forget Darrell?
And Darrell got his name in the scorebook tonight because he laid a pretty good block on one of those guys going in for a shot. He kept him from scoring.
Are they going to let Mr. Nickel go up there and get that?
Well, I hope so. I hope they don't try and hold him like they did with Mr. Niebuhr a couple weeks ago, because I'm not sure there's enough guys out there strong enough to hold him. What do you think?
Fire. I'll tell you, that's why they got the ladder out tonight, because they knew Nickel was going to be going up there. They just knew that. I saw that ladder setting around the corner before the game, and I knew they got that out there for Nickel.
And there he goes, Coach Nickel going up there right through the ring, and is he happy tonight? First trip ever to the state tournament with the boys basketball team. And we sure congratulate Jerry for hanging in there with this bunch of guys and really letting them show us this year what a tremendous team they are and what a tremendous season we've enjoyed up to this point. And I guess, Maury, we're looking forward to what, 3 more games?
That's right.
And he's got the net, and he put it around his neck just like Mr. Niebuhr did last week. And we've got 2 Pella Christian teams in the state tournament this year. And that's the first time in the history of the school, and there's not very many schools that can lay claim to that fact.
Well, Marv, it's just been a great year and a great season of basketball for both the boys and the girls, and we're looking forward to a couple of weeks of real excitement here.
Think you're going to get anything done in the classroom in the next 2 weeks?
Well, Marv, we're going to try. I know sometimes it may seem like we're just going through the motions, but, you know, actually, this might be a pretty good time to teach the kids some things.
You're probably right on that, Maury.
One thing about it, they're not going to want to miss school these next couple days.
No, that's for sure, because they want to be around where the excitement is.
That's right. Well, Marv, thanks a lot for doing the play-by-play tonight. We couldn't pick up the radio because we're too far from Pella. So thanks a lot, Marv, and maybe you'll want to pick this up as a sideline career. Who knows? I think it'd go pretty good with selling insurance.
Well, thanks a lot, Maury. I enjoyed doing it, and I hope it didn't sound too far out of line tonight for the first time, but it was a lot of fun. Thanks again.
Thank you. And we're going to head on over there to the radio guys. I think they're probably going to be interviewing Mr. Nickel and probably a couple of players. You betcha, they're up there right now.
No question about it. Everybody played good tonight. Everybody was working well as a team, and everybody was hitting their shots, and it was just a great victory.
All right, let's move somebody else in here. Giddings up there. I tell you what, Brent, it seemed like the official was behind you pointing at you all night, but still has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'd have to say it feels pretty good. First team in all school history to go to state.
Best game of the year for your team?
Yeah, I think so.
All righty, congratulations. Brent Giddings, senior forward. By Troy Vandermolen. 24 points tonight, Troy, a career high scoring.
I think I had 25 against LS, but otherwise, I don't think I've had a total game like this in my life.
Certainly the shooting touch was on tonight. I didn't think you were going to miss it all tonight. Did you just feel it tonight? You kept shooting, kept bumping them in?
Well, once I get the first few down, I feel a lot more comfortable, and when I got those first few to fall, I just thought I could keep shooting. Thank goodness it went in.
Congratulations, Troy Vandermolen. Game high 24 tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Get somebody else over here. Woody.
Woody, they need you.
Let's go, career scoring leader.
Woody Klein, 48-point win tonight. You and Mark Van Gorp got off to a fantastic start.
Thank you.
Did you know you had something you had to do?
Oh, we knew we had to come out on fire. We knew they were good, but we just came out and played as hard as we could. We just played so hard. That's all I can say.
Brian Klein, senior forward with a big ball game tonight. Brian didn't even get a total hit. 16 points, didn't miss from the free throw line. You guys shot some great free throws tonight in the pressure ball game.
In big games, you need free throw shooting. Of course, you know, we shoot, I don't know how many a day in practice, probably about 30 or 35, and it paid off tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Woody Klein with the victory. Now he's got the net around his neck. Let's go, guys. We're Mark Van Gorp in here. Mark, fantastic first half. Really picked up the scoring and dominated the boards. What was the secret for the rebounding tonight for you guys?
Everything fell in place. We were so pumped up. We knew this was our game, and all we had to do was play it.
Officials were letting you play not a rough ball game, but they were allowing some contact. Did you sense that early? That you were able to get away with a little bit?
I could sense you could push and be aggressive, but you still couldn't do what, you couldn't go over people's back or what you usually can't do.
Big first half for you, Mark, 16 points. We had you for 20 points overall in the ball game. How does it feel?
It's like a dream come true. It's like something we always knew would happen. We just had to wait for the day.
A dream come true indeed. Congratulations to Mark Van Gorp, 20 points tonight for the Pella Creston Eagles. Come on down here, Steve. Steve DeBryan with a three-pointer shot from over by Sandyville. Must have been about 25 feet out. Did you know it was going in?
Oh, not really. Everybody just yelling, shoot it for the 100 mark, so I just took a shot at it and got lucky it went in.
On a night like this, you had to think it must have been going in.
Oh, yeah, everything went great tonight. It was funner than ever.
Congratulations, Steve. Big win. Steve DeBryan. Get Brad Weenia over here. Brad, good ball game off the bench.
Thanks.
Did some great things out there.
Thanks. I just went out and worked hard, and I knew that we had to play tough to win the game. We wanted to go to state bad, so we just all went out and worked as hard as we could.
We had you for 8 points tonight as a team. Best ball game of the year, do you think?
Yeah, we really had it going tonight. We just were working so hard that everything just was going our way. All the loose balls were ours, and everything went right tonight.
Congratulations, Brad.
Thanks.
For you. Get some more guys in here. Chad Dealman, the sophomore, played a fantastic ball game. Chad, I don't know how many rebounds you had. We had you for 8 or 9 in the ball game. What were you doing tonight to get so many rebounds?
I don't know. I was just trying to block out and work as hard as I could on D and not worry so much about offense, but that's about all.
Third quarter, I think you had 6 points in a row that really got things going in the third quarter when you actually put Creston away and got rid of any doubt in the ball game. Were you happy to score as many points tonight as you did?
Yeah, I was very happy.
Congratulations on a great game, Chad, the sophomore, Chad Dealman.
Thank you.
And let's bring some other fellas down here. Greg Ecoff, some more great minutes off the bench, Greg. But when the reserves have come in the tournaments, I don't think the Eagles have lost a step. You guys have either kept the score about the same or added some points. What do you think about when you're on the bench?
Well, we just try and cheer the other guys on and hope we can get in, just work as hard as we can.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic victory, Greg. Did we have you for a bucket tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
You sure did. 2 points on the night, Greg.
Thank you.
Congratulations, buddy. Kevin Rosa came in, and he was hustling, as always, all over the court tonight for the Eagles. Ask you the same thing I asked Greg a little bit. You reserved when you come in. You seem to always add points to the lead. That's not supposed to happen, is it?
Hey, we love to play the game, too. I can't hardly talk because I yell, and I lost my voice like every game, but all I can say is I want to thank the starters and all the fans out there for supporting us so well. Go Eagles.
All righty. Well, he interviews like a starter, doesn't he?
That's right. There we go.
Daryl Veenstra, always a crowd favorite, and no exception tonight. Another great game by your reserve.
Well, we come out here, we want to play, and when we get the chance, we take advantage of it because we're in practice. We work hard like the rest, and we just want to show them that we can play too, and it's not just the starters.
A fantastic game, Daryl, and let's hope we have a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Jason Rosenboom got some PT tonight. Jason, the reserves did a fantastic job. Did you have some fun out there?
Yeah, it's a good time out there. We don't get a lot of playing time, but it's fun to be with a good team like this, even if you don't play a whole lot.
Well, you get a lot of quality playing time when you guys get in there.
You bet.
Did you get a bucket tonight?
I don't think I had any tonight.
I don't think you did either, but
he's going to wait for the state tournament to score his.
We'll get you a few down in vets, all right? Jason Rosenboom for the Pella Christian Eagles. And finally, certainly last but not least, Kyle Jansen, who comes in. And, boy, you've been playing some great point guard in the tournament.
Thank you. It's not, I mean, when you play with a team like our starters every day, you gotta be good. You gotta learn to play with them.
Gotta be good or you won't play. It's probably right. 2 points in the ball game tonight for you, Kyle. Going into the state tournament, did you guys ever think you were going to win by this many points?
Oh, no, I was guessing at school 10, 15 points, but this is great. This is great.
Congratulations, Kyle. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
I think that's the 1990 Christian Eagles board.
I don't know if anybody got lost in the woodwork or not, but I think we talked to everybody up here.
If we have any more players, they missed out, but I think that was all. We need to get Nick up there. I think one of the newspaper fellows has him right now. A fantastic victory in the Substate ball game
finally,
tonight.
buddy. 16-year wait, but here we are.
It's well worth it. I'll say it's worth every second of it. It was a wonder. I can't believe how easy it was. I can't believe how hard these kids played, and that's the finest ball we've played all year. We've certainly practiced like that many times this year, but they just put her together at the right time. And to do that in this quality of a ball game with this kind of a crowd, going against a number 8 team in the state that's only got 2 losses, coming out of a tough conference. I tell you, I just don't know what to say other than the kids just absolutely wanted it that bad.
As you say, Coach, with the caliber of play and everybody, I'll tell you, Mark Gorp had 16 points the first half, and Vandermolen comes back and gets 20 the second half, and just phenomenal. It took over the inside game, and then the second half took care of the outside game too.
Oh yeah, there's so many people, like Mark. What a tremendous start for us, and we told the kids on Saturday we thought we could go inside and go around these people. I said, a lot of times you tell your big guys don't put the ball on the floor, but in all our scouting of this team, we felt we should put the ball on the floor inside and go to the hole. And Mark started doing that right from the start, and he just, everything was there. And if he missed, he got his own putback to go in. And they're screaming, yelling over the back, but hey, we're playing ball, and maybe if we'd had the officials we had Thursday night, maybe things been different. But boy, I tell you what, these fellas, they let the teams on the court decide the winner of the game, and I really appreciate that when they come out and let us play and do the things that you coach so hard all year long. And Mark, the great start. Woody, just Mr. Steady, he just does his thing all the time. Pothoven with bringing the ball down, getting him set up a few times. Vandermolen, fantastic shooting in the second half. He really felt it. Steve DeBrine, the three-pointer at the end. I mean, he was sitting on the bench here with us when he let fly, but you knew it was in. You just knew that was going to go in. You just had that feeling, Kyle Jensen, a little out of his range on getting the 97th point just before that. I can't forget Chad Dealman because what a superb job. And he did not play like a sophomore that's only played with us 2 or 3 times. He played like a seasoned veteran out there, got great putbacks. And no discredit to Creston, but at that point in the game, they absolutely, they had thrown in the towel. They quit. Coach gets a couple technical fouls, which doesn't aid him. Both times he got it when they had possession of the ball. And, of course, Eric drains all the free throws. We go 18 for 21 from the free throw line. We scored 39 field goals. We scored 41 field goals last Monday night. We scored 40 field goals against Johnston. And you got to think that Johnston, Davis County, and Creston are 3 teams that we have not seen. And I would so much rather play people we haven't seen than to play a Pella or a Sheraton because, they're more familiar with us. And I feel very, very confident about playing against people that have not seen us play. I really feel great about that. But to believe on the way down that we would have this kind of a score, I couldn't believe it. I leaned over once and 74-37. And they said, no, it's more than that now. We just made another free throw. So, and I can't forget Brent Giddings either. I didn't mention his name. He did a superb job in there, too. And Brad Wienia off the bench, another fine job. Right now we're playing with those as our top 7, and then we go to Ekoff and Jensen after that. But everybody was in this thing. These kids have been talking about this. Some of them say since 6th grade. I think they were all 7th graders in '84 when we got to the Substate. I don't know what's the other year we went to Substate against Washington over in Oski. Were they in high school then? Were they freshmen? Was Woody on the team as a freshman that year? I don't even really know, but I think he was. But it's a dream, man. It's a dream. But I think getting the girls softball team there was a big plus for us last summer. And we went kind of in the same style. One of the softball parents grabbed me out there and I said, this is almost like that 8-3 win over Durant last summer. Where 8-3 in softball is a big score to blow somebody away, and 100-53 is probably even bigger yet. But,
well, I'll tell you, Coach, we got a fine senior class. The girls and guys going to the state tournament in the same year. You can't say enough about the senior leadership. That's what you got to have, and they accepted Eric Pothoven as a player right from the start. And I'll tell you, the chemistry of the team is just right. No difficulties all year long. And it's almost like it's meant to be. That's just the way it is.
I just talked to a newspaper reporter, and I said, you wouldn't realize what it is every day in practice to coach this group of young men. I said, there's never a bad word said. There's never a skirmish on the floor. They never go at each other. There never is elbow thrown or anything like that. It's a coach's dream. I don't know where you could coach and have any more fun than what we do in our system. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a fine system. Coach Manzan, you had a 1-loss season. We got great freshman talent coming. We had a 3-loss season with sophomores playing without Pothoven. And as I told the kids in the pep assembly a week ago on Monday, I said, we got to get there, because I think if we get there, it's just the beginning of a long, long strain of things that are going to happen for us. And I really feel confident about that. We've got some great kids in the program right now.
As we look at the state tournament, Jerry, if Washington and Western Christian both advance to the tournament as we expect, how do you think the three will shake down? Gord went through the points, and if all his math is correct, you'd be seated third, and that wouldn't be so bad.
No, we'll if Western and Washington both won, Washington will be seated number 1, Western will be seated number 2, and we'll be seated number 3. Nobody else can outpoint us for the 3rd spot. So that'll give us a 3 seed. We'll have to play the number 6. I don't know who that would be. I would tend to think that might be the winner of the Waukee-Nevada game tonight, or it might be the winner of the Independence, whoever they're playing up in the northeast part of the state. Creston. I think those were the 2 bottom ones. Well, no, it could be Regis Anamosa also. I'd say one of those 3. But I'm not so sure that either Western or Washington won tonight. I got a little suspicion they both lost, and we're going to go in as the number 1 seed. and that'd be all right.
Things are going well. Why not expect the best?
Well,
right?
I tell you what, I really have a gut feeling about that, so for various reasons. But I wouldn't mind going in, but I'll take any seed we got. We're there. We are absolutely there. For the first time ever in the history of the school, we are there.
Man, a few words when it comes to going to the state tournament. Jerry Nickel. And Jerry's wearing the net.
I got to thank all the fans. I tell you what, to have those people come down here at the time they came down tonight, and to absolutely do all their chants, and this one's for them as well as anybody else, and superb support. I cannot absolutely believe the support, and I don't know where else you could coach and get this kind of support either. I really don't, and we just praise God for it, because it was a fantastic win. Thank you much.
Jerry Nickel, head basketball coach for the Pella Christian boys. They've had 153 up on the board for a while, so we'll see if, in fact, that was the official score. Might have lost a point there somewhere, Gord, but at any rate, a big win.
No, there's no doubt about it. Like Jerry Nickel said, it's the biggest win in the school history as far as the guys are concerned, and all the kids' dream, coach's dream, of course, is to play in the state tournament, and now we have to see what we can do up there. And you don't want to forget that either. You don't just want to appear, but you want to play well when you do get there, and I'm sure that that will be the goal, too. These kids won't be satisfied with the situation just getting there. They want to play 3 more games, as the chant went tonight.
That's right, and this is a team, a lot of teams when they go to state, that is it. That's the goal, that's the dream. And of course this is the goal and a dream, but this is also a team that's good enough to go there and think about winning it all. Some teams can go there and they really can't think about winning it all. They might, it might be a fun.
What's the final score, guys? 100 to something. What was the score last one tonight? 2-2. What's this one tonight? When can we play on Monday again? Hurry up, Perry! Go on that.
Hey, Todd, how about that? You feel a little better now than when we spoke earlier tonight?
My nervous straightened off.
Yeah, right. Hey, Candy left Dick.
Not very much. A few of them left. Throw those up here when the team comes in.
What do you think, Tilly?
wanted to do a long time to get our boys to state, and we've come so close so often, and I'm not sure how many times, but I'm sure Mr. Nickel does. And I'm so happy that we're there, and I know we all are. We're here to congratulate the team, coaches, and we don't want to make this too long because we got to get our girls to bed because they got to get ready to play Wednesday night. Keep our guys in shape, let them get plenty of sleep so they're ready for the next game. We're not sure when it is yet, but we got a Tuesday night, 8:15 or 8:30. Okay, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank some people that have been involved as far as getting us this far. And first of all, the team. You know, you've been terrific. It's been just great. Also, Mr. Nickel, managers, stat keepers, cheerleaders, they work hard. And then, I think one of the most important ones are you folks, the fans. I'd also like to thank the radio station for the job they have done during our games. They had some problems tonight, I understand. If anyone else that should be thanked, I'm sorry if I forgot you because I can't think of everybody, but you know, this all came about, I guess it started last year and I wore this hat to ball games. Mr. Nicholas always making fun of me. And one night, him and the buyers were together, or Mel Buyer, I guess, and they said, we got something planned for you. And then I found out later on what it was. They got some hot balls for me and they said, you gotta go out there and act like a fool. Continue to do it until we get to the end of the last game of the game. I'd also like to thank the Russ brothers from Casey's for donating the hot balls that we thrown out too. At this time, I'd like to ask the team captains, Ryan and Gordon, please.
Well, I think everything's been said. Everybody feels the same. I know I feel pretty good. I want to thank everyone, the team. We had so much fun in the locker room. Everywhere. Thank my coaching critique, but it's just for being there and for wanting to win just as bad as I did.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the support you guys gave us throughout the tournaments. It was great. I want to thank these guys right here, the coaches, man. They're pushing all the way. I want to thank my mom and dad and my brothers for standing by me through all these years of hard practice. That's all I can say. Are there any other players that would like to say anything? I'm not going to ask you to come out. Coach says something on the line.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks a lot to the fans because you weren't only loud tonight, you were good fans, and it was good to hear you yelling behind us. And I'd really like to thank the coach also for helping us out.
Well, first, I'd like to thank God, and second, all the fans. Thanks a lot for being loud.
I kind of want to say the same thing as Troy and Brent did, thanking God. And there was one thing I noticed tonight, the crowd even sang, I heard a murmur of the national anthem. And I think that being loyal to God is also being loyal to our country. Thanks. And sing it louder.
They're really great. It's hard to explain how I feel right now. This is the greatest feeling. And just thank you all.
I just want to say that I think that we have great attitudes as fans and as a team, and I want to thank the starters for getting us in there for all these games.
It's really paid off this year, getting our butts kicked around by stars every day in practice, but it's all paid off now. I'd like to thank God for everything He's done this year, especially guiding that shot in at the end of the game. Nothing better than this. They deserve this more than anybody going to the state tournament. Thanks for the crowd support.
I'd just like to thank my parents for letting me go out and sport. I'd like to thank coaches for being good coaches this year, and for the starters for pushing us reserves too, because when we get in there, if we didn't get pushed by the starters, then we wouldn't have scored 100 points tonight like we did. And I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out and supporting us every night. I'd like to thank the few special fans out there that always yell for me all the time. And I'd like to thank God for giving us such a fine season this year.
First of all, I'd like to thank God because He's the most important things in our lives. And, of course, the wonderful crowd we have. Nice to hear you guys cheer out every game. And I'd like to thank all the guys on the team to get us here, because hopefully we can keep it up next year and keep going from here.
First of all, I'd like to thank God and Mom and Pa. And thank my brother Terry and Kyle for giving me a rough time when I don't play good. Make me want to come out and play harder. And fans are great, and coaches are great, and we have so much fun. We just want to keep winning.
First, I'd like to thank God. And I'd like to thank my parents and the crowd and people that worked with us and Mark and all the rest of the guys that were example to me. And just thank everybody for what they've done.
I want to thank the reserves for working hard every day in practice and pushing us. It really helps. And thank my parents for everything they've done this year. And thank the coaching staff for pushing us in practice. And thank the fans as well.
There's one person that I don't think I'm happier for than anyone is Coach Nickel. He's tried so many times to get to this point. Never made it. Tonight he did. Nickel, I also want to thank your wife for all that she had to put up with. Trying to get Nickel. And when I see her come out on the floor tonight, and you folks met after you won, I tell you, it was a sight to behold. Would you like to say a few words?
There's so many things to say that it's hard to put it all in proper perspective. I have a lot of people to thank for another tremendous year. I told the reporters after the game and on the radio that I don't know where you could coach anywhere in high school ball and enjoy as great a fan support as we have at our school, to enjoy as great a personnel as we have on our team, to go through practice each and every day throughout a whole season and never have kids push each other, shove each other, kick each other, or get mad at each other. It's unreal. I don't know of any school system that you could probably work in where you could enjoy it as much as we can here. And again tonight to go to Indianola, and when we arrive at about 10 minutes till 6, to have all our fans sitting out there and stands. I didn't sleep much Thursday night after the Pella game. I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was it. I kept thinking of the game, and then I watched the tape of the game, and I couldn't believe that every time we had a little lull in the action, that the fans just absolutely stood up and started clamoring for action and just picked us up. And it wasn't just the student body and the cheerleaders, but it was all the adult fans. And it just like, somebody started and everybody else would just take up. And I don't ever remember before this year of ever having that kind of support. I remember great crowd support. That part never struck me before for some reason. And I think that's so important. I said to my wife, I said, I think the fans really want it as bad or maybe more than we do as a team. And I really appreciate that. After we got back to the shower room tonight, we got into our circle prayer, and we had a extra long one tonight, and I would ask you to do the same when you go home, to really thank the Lord for the way He has blessed our school this year. I don't know of how many more blessings He's got in store for us, but it's just been unbelievable, and we just praise Him for it. That's all. And
all you guys too, because you worked so hard through the years, and several of us never got there. And it took 16 years to get the job done. You know, some people say, well, you should have hung it up a long time ago. It's ever as sweet now as if it would have happened in the first year. I'm convinced of that. It's a great feeling. I'd like to thank the fellows sitting over here, the assistant coaches that I have. I realize that these fellows over here are blessed with a lot of talent and ability, but these guys over here push them to the nth degree. They teach them new things each and every day in practice, and these kids are great listeners and learners. You know, I told the student body here last week, Monday, at our pep rally, that I just had this feeling that if we could just get the job done and get the vets where we belong, that it's not just now, it's not just this year. I really think with the program that we have at the sophomore level and at the freshman level right now, and what's coming out of the junior high systems, that this is just the start of a long trail of good things to happen to us. I'd also like to thank the cheerleaders and the managers for their role and what all has taken place. I know that those are the people that don't get a lot of glory and a lot of thought sometimes, but we really appreciate the job that they put into the program. I have to thank the girls softball team from last summer, because I think I learned a few things in coaching them last summer and I think maybe that started a year before, but you got to believe that you're as good as you are. You really have to believe that. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get the job done. And I think that was a key last year to softball success, and they've done that now in basketball, and I think it was more incentive for us to do that. This is a great basketball team right here, and it's just a matter of believing that you can go out and win and play the kind of defense that'll stop the other team. We were going through some of the statistics on the way home from the game tonight on the bus, and the stats on this game are unbelievable. To have a team come out and play the way this team played tonight against the 8th-rated team in the state of Iowa, there's a 19-2 record that comes out of the Hawkeye A conference. I don't know how you can explain that. It was just tremendous, and we've been that way all year. You know, if something hasn't gone quite right on the offensive end, somebody else has picked up the slack. We've got a great bench. We've got all the ingredients. We've got all the ingredients to win 3 more games. I'll guarantee you that. I want to thank Dick Brooksford, because I watched the tape. I watched the tape, the pregame ceremonies tonight, because we're in a locker room. We don't know what's going on there. This is absolutely hilarious. I mean, if he can get you guys that fired up just by doing that, that's super. Because, I mean, there's nothing that you would admire as you look at the man. So it must be in that hat. It has to be in the hat, I'm sure. But I really appreciate that. You know, it seems like a team, you always need something. There's got to be something new or different. And I'll tell you what, I shouldn't say that. Is Shirley here? Is Shirley Folkert's here? She wouldn't like that if I said I'd tell you what. But anyhow, a week ago tonight, we played in this gym, and the score was 102-48 up there. And then we went and played a couple teams that knew a little bit about us. And so, you know, we had to have the 18-point win and the 26-point win. But now, tonight, we went out and played somebody who didn't know too much about us again. And look at that score. Can you believe that? 153. That's why line I say is get on to the state tournament. Let's play some people that don't know what we're all about yet. We'll sneak up on. I understand that Coach Vermeer has called in, and we do play the 8:15 game on Tuesday night. We're the number 3 seeded team, which means we will play Cedar Rapids Regis. Right, the Regis Royals. Okay, I have one other thing. I got to thank my dear wife for putting up with me for as many years as she has. But more importantly, it is her birthday tomorrow. Save the rest for later. Thank you, Coach. I'm going to keep this short. There's 2 more people. Jerry Vermeer asked me if he could talk tonight, and I said, well, I don't know. We're going to keep it short. But I said, well, if you really have to, I'll let you say a few words. Jerry Vermeer.
I want to take this opportunity for a reason you'll find out in just a little bit. Congratulations, fans, student body, cheerleaders, managers, assistant coaches, ball players, Judy, and happy birthday, and Coach Nickel. I want to share this with you. I hope he isn't upset with me for sharing this with you. Coach Nickel and I have been good friends for many years. I know many of you are happy for him tonight. We're happy for the team, but I know that many of you are happy for Coach Nickel. I'd like to share this with you because tonight I could share it and he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. 6 years ago, he's feeling very low. As we remember, his boys had an excellent team that year too. The day before the girls played the state tournament, I met Coach Nickel out there in the hallway. He wished me luck, but he really felt low because his fellas had gotten beat the night before. I said to Coach Nickel, Coach, don't give it up. Someday you'll experience that wonderful feeling of going to state tournament. Coach waited 16 years for that. Tonight, Coach Nickel knows what it's like. Congratulations, Nick.
That I'd like to say a few words tonight. Mr. Ritzma, would you like to say a few words in closing? I just wish I had invested in toilet paper. And my hope is we don't have any dysentery break out in Pella too soon. I would like to, I'll make this real short, congratulate you guys. We are really proud of what you've done for Pella Christian High School, for Christian education, and for your Lord. Tonight, around the supper table, I prayed something that I haven't prayed before. I shared this with Mr. Nickel a little earlier tonight. I prayed that we would win. I usually pray for safety, for good play, for a good time, healthy competition. But I pray that you would win tonight because I think you deserved it. I think Coach Nickel deserved it. And I'm glad that God answered my prayer tonight. Coach Nickel reminds me a little bit of Eli Whitney. For those historical buffs in the crowd, Eli Whitney was the man. Yes, Cotton Jim. Thank you. One other thing. Toilet paper, no. One other thing he thought of
was the concept of interchangeable parts. And that's what Mr. Nickel has done with this team. We've got interchangeable parts because you put in those subs and they do just as well as the first 5 guys. This is a unique time in the history of our school. We have 2 teams going to Vets Auditorium, the big barn. We have not only a great privilege to do that, but I want to also say a great responsibility. We need to understand that we will be in the public eye, perhaps like we've never been before in these next 2 weeks. You also need to understand that when we identify ourselves as Christ followers, we're going to be judged on a higher standard. People are going to be watching us. They're going to be thinking in the back of their minds, are there values and is there faith? Does it make them act any different? Are they really any different than anybody else? If we simply mimic the attitudes and the behavior of what we see on television and elsewhere, we're going to let our Lord down. But I believe that these fans, these coaches, and these players are not going to let that happen. All that we are and all that we have, we are because of what God has done for us. Each one of these boys has great talent. But it was the Lord who made them healthy tonight. It was the Lord who gave them the strong legs, the accurate shots, and everything else. So all that we are, we must reflect back to Him and give Him the honor and the glory. And it's my prayer that in these next 2 weeks, people will watch us play, watch us cheer, watch us coach, and recognize that there is a difference. Praise be to God. Thank you.
I would just like to say in closing, it was brought out into when the girls were here, that we are number 2. And I think that's a good thing to go to the barn with number 2. God's number 1. We're number 2. We'll hold up 2 fingers. We'll be number 2 and carry that on all the way through the tournament. How about it? With that, you're dismissed. Go home. We'll see you all at the state tournament.
Washington's going to be number 1, right? Is that all 318? We paired up with Hey, Joel. Isn't it great? Did you get Nathan with his hat yet? No. With that hat with all the autographs? No, I didn't get that. Where is it? Where is it? Way down there. Oh, watch it! FTV, Have fun, Lee. Oh, there he is, down there. Get him over Way to go, Russ. On frustration, it's just been wiped away. That's right.
We got to pull that truck or whatever out here. Yeah. Find a place somewhere. Thank you. Thanks, thank you. Thank you.
I know. Right there he is.
Now,
right there he is.
Now, both of you have a reason to get in bed on time. You too, young lady.
I can't talk.
Right there.
This guy right here.
Yeah. Right there. The only
Oh man, he's got all the names.
Initialized.
That's good. That's great.
Oh man. I'm telling you, I even have a picture on film.
Really?
It's a single film too.
Hey, Henry. Henry. They did? Hey, Henry. How about that big guy?
Big here.
Hey, thanks for following him all year.
You know what he did?
What did he do?
After the game,
No.
he came running up to me and put his arms around me and hugged me.
Is that right?
And he was wet of sweat.
Oh, well.
It was all right.
You didn't mind, did you? No.
Well, it was
Hey,
a good game.
we'll see you next week. Hey, I missed what went on out on the floor there after the game, so maybe I should have a reenactment of that.
I don't think he has the strength for that.
We'll check it out.
Shut that thing off, Maury. Yeah, bye-bye.
We'll check it out. Hey, thanks, Jerry, for telling me that.
Yeah, I was gonna mention to the people and I forgot.
Coach, I missed that out on the floor after the game. I need
her around up in the air.
I need a reenactment of that.
No, I can't do it. My back.
You gotta have the strength.
Back will go out. Then I'll have to coach.
I had to sit down in the locker room before we took off for home because my back was starting to act up on me.
Really?
You don't believe it.
Hey, nice job.
Thanks. Well, what a